The auctions have completely turned to normal, absolutely nothing has changed, everything has returned and restored back to normal. Even though the auctions are normal, the significant step in this is the auctions are remaining at elevated numbers because what they're doing is Iraq is emptying their coffers and getting rid of the US dollar, preparing to revalue. That's the critical piece of this, but for your own knowledge and information, the auctions have absolutely returned to normal. Mr. Sami says everything is in place in his eyes. The only thing Mr. Sami thinks we need is for Iraq to reveal a new rate to show and back the stability of the dinar as a new global currency. Frank: yes, so Mr. Sami, because that's what the contractors are waiting for. Within a week, Iraq surpasses Saudi Arabia by exporting 212,000 barrels per day to America, more than twice as much as Saudi Arabia. This is huge. On Jan 1, the auctions stopped and became foreign reinforcements. The CBI is not selling money to the banks anymore, the banks must go get their money from other banks outside the country, currency swaps, which is the essence of Forex. All the CBI is doing is watching this now, making sure it's legit. Eventually, the dinar will float in this basket, and Forex will look like a heartbeat. But all that goes to say the auctions have stopped. What you are seeing is foreign currency reinforcements, not an auction. The CBI has nothing to do with this money, it's between the two correspondent banks, and CBI is only auditing the transaction. Without the auctions, there is nothing manipulating and propping up the 1,320 rate, so, what are they going to do? Raise the value. The evolution, the ebb and flow of the emotion of Iraq with the citizens concerning this monetary reform has been one moment high, one moment low, one moment high, one moment low. I'm here to tell you it evolved to nothing but high. The citizens of Iraq are so well educated and they know who the enemy is in the same way here in the United States of America. To be a global economic powers, Iraq's exchange rate will need to be far different than 1,310. It's just the way it's going to be. They haven't done anything yet. They're hiding things when it comes to that. The currency auctions prior to the beginning of November were averaging around $250 million daily, since November. They've remained elevated about $280 to $300 million daily. They're emptying their coffers of the US dollar, prepping to revalue. They are supposed to certify the election and Trump as president on Monday. That could be big. Marks: seems like a lot is scheduled to start on the 7th after the certifications on the 6th. Maybe it's a coincidence, and maybe it's not. Between the American hammer and the Iranian anvil, Iraq reshapes its future. Quote, with conflicting reports about Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani's visit to Iran. Emo the 6th going into the 7th will be very interesting for the monetary reform. Al-Sudani receives a special message from Trump, Syria, Iran and the factions. Quote, the source told Shafak news agency that al-Sudani received a message from Donald Trump through a special envoy on an unannounced visit, which included several axes. The source pointed out that the most prominent axes are the necessity of containing and controlling weapons outside the framework of the state, stopping the activity of factions linked to Iran. Meanwhile, a government source, Iraq is working diligently to establish security in the region, and that the Prime Minister will present Iraq's vision in this regard during a visit to Iran. Monetary stabilization mechanism will maintain financial stability in the country. What is that going to be? It's the reinforcement mechanism, it's the new one. It's not the old dollar auction. They're still going to use the dollar and many different foreign currencies. Realize, when Iraq turns their currency on to go international, Iraq is going to be a foreign currency that will be traded on international markets. So when they talk about foreign currencies, think about Iraq being one of them. So when they talk about a basket of currencies, Iraq is going to be one of them within it. Mark as well as many others seem to be confused by the actions of the CBI. The auction/currency window is indeed closed. The reported sales of 1 billion in 4 days is not being done at auction. That was turned over to the banks, which is why they were enabled with international currency exchange platforms. This way, monitoring of all exchange functions is done in real time and not centralized. Scrutiny of participants in exchanges are likewise monitored and vetted in real time. No more fraudulent exchanges for smuggling purposes. Mr. Sammy just left my place. He told me, "I want you to understand that what we are seeing on TV right now about bringing in the notes, it's like a clean sweep to get the old notes out, the damaged notes back and the counterfeit notes off the street before the rate hits. This will allow all these notes collected to get into the electronic system." Mr. Sammy says we are officially Category A currency now. MP Ahmed El-Sharmani expressed his concern today, Monday, regarding the delay in sending the 2025 budget tables by the government to the House of Representatives, noting that the Parliament is still not aware of the details of these tables until now. Al-Sharmani said in a statement to Al-Maluma Agency, according to the financial management law, the budget tables must be sent to the House of Representatives at the end of October of each year, and delaying this is a legal violation, especially since this delay has been repeated annually for years, explaining that the current delay is another legal violation, as there is no specific date for sending the budget tables. He added, "There is a possibility that the government is linking the sending of these tables to the amendment of the law proposed in Parliament, which will lead to an additional long delay in light of the ongoing disagreements over the amendment." He pointed out that the House of Representatives is still not aware of the 2025 budget schedules yet, and there is no specific date for sending these schedules. It is noteworthy that the government has not sent the budget tables yet due to many disagreements over adding $16 per barrel of oil in the Kurdistan region. Member of Parliament Bakir al-Sodi revealed today, Monday, that there is a parliamentary move to dismiss 4 ministers due to their failure to perform their official duties during the new legislative session, which will begin on January 9. Al-Sodi said in an interview with Al-Maluma Agency, Parliament formed committees to investigate multiple projects in all Iraqi governorates, and the committees concluded that there was a delay in the progress schedule of these projects, indicating that the new legislative session will witness the hosting of some ministers and general managers. He added, 4 ministers in the government will be dismissed after being hosted and questioned in the House of Representatives, and 50% of the financial budget will be spent on projects throughout Iraq. It is noteworthy that the head of the Generations Bloc, MP Mohammed El-Sayhoud, confirmed on Monday that the issue of the ministerial amendment was settled since hosting Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani after he revealed to the members of the council the reason for the delay in carrying out the ministerial amendment, indicating that no amendment will be made until the end of the election.